Hello, my lovely clients. Guess what time it is? It is time for our quarter one check-in. Woo! Yay! I'm so excited. Guys, we are here in a new year, 2025. How fast is it going by? I don't know if y'all feel like it. For me, it is flying by, right? So we are here. It is time for our quarter check-in. The first 3 months of 2025 are nearly over, and it's time for us to have a conversation about what went well, what didn't go so well, what we need to work on, and what we can prepare going into quarter two. And also, encourage you to schedule a one-on-one meeting where we can get more in depth about your personal numbers, but these are kind of like the overarching themes that I'm going to encourage you to focus on as my client. So for this quarterly check-in, we have 5 main topics that we are going to discuss today. So let's go ahead and hop in. The first topic, which I'm sure is already top of mind for you, is that it is tax season. Yay! I'll let you guys know straight off the bat, I am not a tax expert, okay? So make sure you have a great relationship with whoever you file your taxes with. But make sure you file your taxes. The deadline is April 15th. I do know that. And one piece of advice that I will give you is that there's a huge difference between someone or a platform that will just file your taxes and someone who is actually a tax expert or a tax advisor, because that person is able to look through your day-to-day things that you do, the way you spend money throughout the year, and help you find tax deductions. So I would totally encourage you, if you have maybe different things going on, you could have tax deductions that you don't even know about. So make sure you reach out to the appropriate people. Maybe it's a tax advisor, a tax expert. Maybe you go to YouTube University and find it out for yourself, but make sure that you are doing your due diligence when it comes to taxes. And then the other thing I want to remind you is that when you do get your tax return, don't just spend all of that money. I want to encourage you to invest a portion of that money so that we can work together to maximize that return. Think about this. What did you do with your tax return money last year? Can you even remember? Did you spend it on maybe catching up on bills, or maybe you spent it on something a little bit more fun or frivolous? Maybe it was a vacation, maybe it was clothes, maybe it was going out. This year though, I want to encourage you to put some of that money away so that a year from now, we can look at the growth and accumulation that money has grown over the past year. So don't underestimate small beginnings. I'm not telling you to put the whole tax return in an investment, but I will encourage you to take a portion of that money and put it in an investment account. So let's talk about how we can do that for your quarterly check-in. Okay, topic 2 for this quarterly check-in is debt and interest rates. So if you are someone who already has some debt or credit cards, you probably have been feeling the real impacts of interest rates being high and not seeing any relief, right? So the way I want to simplify this for you to understand is that interest rates are high. So that means it's more expensive than ever to have and carry debt month to month. So they are purposefully making it easier and easier for people to get into debt. They have the buy now, pay later. All the different platforms and things that you can use to use a form of credit and buy things with money you don't actually have. And guys, this is a slippery slope, and it's basically a game that they're playing to keep you in the rat race. Think of it like this. People who have debt, they have to work a job. They have to be earning money. They can't sit back and relax, enjoy life. They have to be grinding because they have bills to pay. They're trying to keep you in the rat race, right? So let me summarize it and say this. If you have debt, let's make sure in this quarterly check-in that we get you a debt elimination plan that includes a debt freedom date, meaning the exact date of when you will eliminate debt, down to the month and the year of when you will be debt free. That's empowering, right? So first of all, let's make sure we get you your debt elimination plan. Then once we get your debt eliminated, make sure that we're not racking it right back up. Put the cards away, or at least have a system that pays off the cards each month. Make sure that we're not carrying debt month to month, because again, it is more expensive than ever to own debt. This is not the time to try and leverage debt. This is the time that you want to pay off debt. You want to strive to be debt-free right now. And one more note about the buy now, pay later system. I'll have people tell me, oh, but it's 0% interest for the first 6 months or for the first year. That's how they get you, right? That's how they get you in the door. And then you don't realize that they're gonna keep offering you more and more. It's like giving a toddler one piece of candy. They're gonna keep coming back and ask you for more candy, right? I want you to think of debt as a game that the system is trying to lure you into, and you, even if you do step into it, you want to get out as quickly as possible. So if you are utilizing the 0% interest strategy, okay, sure, but make sure you make those payments on time and pay it off within that time limit that they offer you for the 0% interest. Don't get caught slipping with that. And if you do, let me know, because I can help. On to topic 3, let's talk about the job market right now. We're seeing trends of slow hiring and unexpected layoffs. Now, I am somebody who has been part of an unexpected layoff before. I did not see it coming. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I saw the waves of layoffs happening, but my arrogance didn't allow me to think that it would be me. I don't want to see you end up in the same position. I literally was seeing people get laid off, getting called into the office week after week, and I was like, no, they need me. They need my department. No, they need what I do. No, I'm different, not me. It couldn't happen to me. And then lo and behold and lo, I was getting called right into that office, right? So I don't want to see you guys end up in the same predicament. So I want to talk about how you need to brace yourself and understand that, yes, it could be you. So how can we prepare and be sure that if it is you, we still gonna be all right? So how can we prepare ourselves? Emergency account. I've talked to you guys many a times about making sure that our emergency account is fully funded. On average, I just saw the statistics on this the other day. On average, the labor market is having an hiring phase, meaning from first application all the way to hiring and onboarded, not your first check. I'm talking about hired and actually onboarded, is 5 to 6 months. Do you have 5 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up in an emergency account? If not, that's one way we can prepare ourselves. Another way we can prepare ourselves is by making sure that we're always applying for new jobs and always accumulating new skills. So maybe you have something that you've always wanted to do, always wanted to learn more about. We are in the age of information. You can learn anything off of YouTube University these days. So always be applying for new jobs. Always be trying to acquire new skills, new licenses, new certifications, new ways to make money. And I want to encourage you, if you've had that business idea that you've been sitting on for a while, start the business, get started, myself included. I'm talking to myself while I'm talking to y'all. I need to be taking my own advice. Okay, get started with the business, guys, because we're in the age where jobs are not loyal to you. So you always need to have a backup plan and a backup plan for the backup plan. So make sure if you have a skill, a business, something that you've been sitting on for a while, get started with it. And not to mention, shameless plug, I have a new coaching series that I am coming out with as part of my new business, where I am coaching entrepreneurs to help them with their finances if they want to start a new business. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Lastly, if you do find yourself laid off from a job or leaving one job, make sure that you are not leaving your retirement money behind. If you've been contributing to a 401k, an IRA, a 403b, any of the different forms of a retirement account and you then leave that job, make sure that you get the account information so that we can roll over that money into an active account for you and keep that money working for you. If you've been watching financial news lately, two terms that have been making a lot of headlines is inflation and tariffs. I want to make sure that as your money coach, I explain to you what those things are and how they may be impacting you, so that you're not scared by the headlines. So first, let's talk about inflation. Inflation means that the value of your dollar is buying less in the market, right? In the past quarter, the inflation rate has been going down. But the point of the news, the point of headlines is to scare you into things. And the thing that you just want to focus on when it comes to inflation is that the current inflation rate is 2.8, which in fact is down from January and February. But the thing that matters to you is, what is my money currently earning and is it beating inflation? That's the two things you really need to be asking yourself when it comes to inflation. These headlines will have you going crazy thinking you need to be an expert and understand everything that's going on with the market. No. If you are hearing inflation, the only two things you need to be asking yourself is, how much is my money earning? Is it beating inflation? If inflation is currently 2.8%, where can I put my money so that it is gaining more interest than 2.8%? I'll give you a hint. It's not your bank account. Most bank accounts today are giving you less than average returns, less than what the inflation rate currently is. So that means you need to be investing money. Even someone who is a conservative investor could still be getting returns that are beating 2.8%. Next, I want to talk about tariffs. So tariffs is something that has been making a lot of headlines, but it's not something new. Tariffs have been in existence for a very long time, and basically what it is it's a tax on imported goods that make them more expensive, make those goods more expensive for US buyers, okay? So anybody who, and this is not about to turn political, but anybody who is excited about tariffs probably doesn't understand how they work, because what it means is that it makes things more expensive for the average buyer. Now, let me talk about how both inflation and tariffs are impacting you. One thing that my head coach and broker in the business has been saying lately that I really love, and I want to repeat it to you guys, is don't let the man who's in the White House in your house. And what I mean by that is, yes, your literal house, but also like your mental house, your financial house. Don't let what's going on in this administration completely deter you from your financial goals and the financial path that we set up. We can't get too wrapped up in things we can't control. Things we can't control are inflation, are tariffs. You, as the average American consumer, cannot control those things. All we can do is brace ourselves, is prepare ourselves, and understand how it works, right? So the news is seeking to get you emotional. They're not trying to inform you on how to be financially literate, on how to take advantage of these things. No, they're trying to get you emotional and get you reactive. So what can we do? We can, again, beef up our emergency savings. Understand that if prices for the average everyday things like gas, like eggs, like clothes are becoming more expensive, how can we better cushion our monthly expenses, our bills? Maybe we need to be making more money, which again goes back to the last point, creating new streams of income. In addition to inflation and tariffs, a lot of financial news and headlines lately have been talking about the stock market is in free fall. Everything Trump is doing is destroying the market. Again, I want to reiterate to you guys, financial news and news in general seeks to get people emotional And in fact, they are seeking to prey on people who don't understand how money works. They get emotionally reactive, they move money, lose value, right? So you don't want to end up being one of those people. When it comes to the stock market, yes, the stock market has been taking some big swings lately, but that doesn't mean that you need to get scared, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a snapshot in time. That graph they're showing you, this time frame that they're talking about where the market is in free fall, that is a short window of time. That's the equivalent of you scrolling all the way back through my Facebook and going to my middle school pictures and being like, is this girl gonna be good at managing my finances? No, because that version of Jasmine, absolutely not. But over time, things change, right? So that is a snapshot of time. It doesn't reflect the whole year. It doesn't reflect the whole month, right? And in fact, most of the investing that we're talking about is long-term investing. So let's say, couple days of the market being down doesn't mean the whole year the market's gonna be down. Don't let financial news scare you. It's just a snapshot. Then another concept that I want you to understand is that when the market is down, that is only bad for people who already have hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars invested, because their money is losing value, right? It's going down. But for the average investor, the person who had $50 a month going into a Roth IRA, it don't mean nothing, because one, Roth IRA is a long-term investment, so you have time to recoup loss. Like I said, even though in bear markets, the market will go down, it always comes back up. Over time, even the times that the market is going down, on average, it goes like this. For the past 30, 40 years, even when it's going down, it's still going up over time, right? So when the market is down, when you see financial news talking about, oh my God, market's in free fall, I want you in your mind to think of the best store where you can get a buy one, get one free sale, or the best sale. Maybe it's Target, maybe it's Costco, maybe it's Walmart, maybe it's, I don't know, Shein, maybe it's your favorite clothing store, whatever. But when the market is down, think I am getting more with my money. My $50, my $100 a month is buying more than it would if the market was going up. This is the importance of having financial literacy, because if you had, let's say you maxed out your Roth IRA last year, you got 7,000 in there, and we had a down year and it was bad, but you still kept going with your $100 a month. That investor on average saves and accumulates more than the investor who's trying to time the market, meaning they see it's going down, they want to take their money out. They see it's going up, they want to put money back in. They're trying to time when's the best time to buy, when's the best time to sell. No, that's not the type of investing that we're talking about, and that is not good for the average investor. The average investor needs the concept dollar cost averaging. What that means is I'm putting the same amount of money on a systematic period, let's say every month, no matter if the market is down or up. Because when it's down, my $50 a month is buying me more. When it's up, great, it's growing more. But on average, the investor who does dollar cost averaging over time makes more money than the investor who's trying to time the market. So overall, when it comes to investing, do not let these headlines scare you. This information is not relevant to you. You can't do nothing to control tariffs and inflation. All we can do is save and invest money to make sure we're properly protected and understand how these things work. So I want to reiterate that for you as your money coach. So guys, that is it. That is the 6 things that I wanted to make sure I talk to you guys about for this check-in. Other than that, I would love for you to schedule some one-on-one time with me. I would love to know, do you have any life updates? Did you have more babies? Did you get married? Did you move? Are there any things that I need to update your profile or just be updated on your life? Because I care. And that's important because I'll tell you, most financial advisors don't give a hoot, right? So I love that I can tune into you guys at least a couple times throughout the year and be like, how is things going? Just tell me, give me a real, right? Also, I wanna know, I know that right now some people's money is tapped and strapped. I want to reiterate, when it comes to your life insurance policy, okay, if you are coming to find that that bill is too much month to month, please have a conversation with me. It's easy for us to bring the bill down, and then once you get into a better place, take it back up. Doesn't mean you have less coverage, yes. But that situation is much better than you just letting the bill lapse, and then we have to go through a whole situation of getting it back in force, okay? And although I have been talking a lot about investing more money, saving more money, listen, I understand that some of us right now are at a place where we need to just, keep all we can, right? Everything I'm making is going to bills, which again, let's have a conversation about making more money. Let's have a conversation about you making a business. So that's another reason to set a time for a check-in. But I need to know, do we need to update your investments profile? If we need to skip a couple months, put it on pause, whatever. Investments, you can put on pause. Life insurance, you cannot, but you can change the monthly bill amount. So make sure, you have that conversation with me. I know that sometimes it can feel intimidating. I don't wanna come across like I can't afford the bill. No, that's what a money coach is for. Let's have the conversation, let me know. Also, I wanna know, are you on track with your annual goals, right? We're through quarter one. We're through 25% of the year. I don't know if y'all knew that. I know that even kind of shocked me just coming out of my mouth. It's crazy. We got 75% of the year left. So what goals did you set at the beginning of the year? Are we on track for them? Let's talk about it. Let's check in. How can we break up this goal so that over the next 3 quarters, we're actually making some steps towards that goal? We can reverse engineer the numbers. Let's say you have a goal of, $5,000 by the end of quarter 2. Okay, how much do we need to be putting away every month, every week? How much extra work do we need to be doing? Does it look like you picking up extra shifts at the job? Does it look like you starting a side hustle or a side gig? What does it look like for you, and what are the ways that you are going to actually get to that goal? This is the kind of stuff I would love to help you with. So again, another reason for you to schedule a check-in. Also, I want to hear from you. I want to know, do you have a group of people that I can come speak to? I had the wonderful pleasure of doing a couple different group events in the first quarter of this year. One of them was really wonderful. She invited me to her home. She had, her family members there, and, she was able to actually join me in business, get started, get licensed all within a 30-day window of, actually I think it was like 45-day window of time. And super excited about her. I'm going to be helping her make money. So again, I want to emphasize, if you need a different way that you can make money, I have several different positions open. Some of them require you to get licensed, some of them don't. For example, I mention this every check-in. I have my client referral bonus. I have one client in specific who has been cleaning up with this client referral bonus. But basically, you refer someone to me for life insurance. They get started with the life insurance they need. You get paid $50, right? Great. So you can utilize that. Or let me know if you need help coming up with other streams of income. Or let me know if you have other groups of people who I can come speak to. Maybe it's a friend group, maybe it's a work group, an organization that you're a part of, a family group, whatever. I would love to come speak to your group of people about financial literacy, especially guys, just think of the economic climate that we're in. So many people are scared right now when it comes to money. They don't know what to do. They don't know who to turn to, who to trust. If you and I have a good relationship, if you feel like you can trust me, why wouldn't you refer me to somebody that you know? So you can create a wonderful, unintimidating environment where, I'll set up up the Zoom, I'll make the flyer, I'll do all the heavy lifting for you. You just tell me who you want to invite, you invite them. They show up, and if they're interested in anything, great, I can help them. If they're not, great, they'll just walk away with some good information. But I would love to inform or educate and work with people who you guys know. In addition to that, my team in brokerage has been lately hosting a wonderful workshop called Get Your Affairs in Order, and I want to encourage all my clients to attend the next one. I'm going to send the information here, and I'm going to pop it up right here. But basically, it is a workshop that sounds just like what it is, a virtual workshop talking about how we can get our affairs in order, especially in this current economic climate, this current administration. Just how can we understand, again, how this impacts us, or maybe how it doesn't, and how we can make sure our money is working for us and we have a plan and just sticking to that plan. No matter what is going on in the world, in the economic market, how can we make sure that we are still sticking to the plan for us? So I would love for you to attend that. It's going to be a really great workshop. And last things last, I just want to hear what you have coming up in Q2. I just want to hear all about it. I hope you have, of course, if you have goals or different things that you're going to be working on, big financial purchases. We're talking about April, May, and June. So maybe you have graduations, proms, celebrations, summer stuff coming up. Of course, I would love to help you and support you in that, on any big purchases that you need to make. But I also just want to hear about fun stuff that you have coming up. Maybe it's a birthday, it's a celebration, it's a vacation. I hope that you are having times to really enjoy life, because I know life can be life, and y'all, it can be hard. It can be stressful. We're living in very crazy times, but I hope you are finding times to have peace and enjoyment throughout your day, throughout your month, and throughout your year. And I hope you always know that I'm here for you no matter what. Questions, there's no silly questions. There's no getting on my nerves. This is literally what I do and what I'm passionate about. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me for any reason. I'm here for you, and I love you guys, and I hope everybody will schedule a one-on-one meeting with me. It'll probably be 30 minutes to an hour, very brief, and I'm only going to have my window open for about 2 weeks. So please make sure that you get on the schedule as quickly as you can. Other than that, if I don't hear from you, I love you. Stay safe. I'm proud of you. You're doing it. Great job. Have a good one. Bye, guys.